morning guys, hope you're doing well. We had a very roller coaster week this week, and we've got NFP tomorrow, so we've got to be really careful. The technicals really improved yesterday. We were about 20 and we really pumped on the technicals. Remember that we're looking to buy. If this number's low, pending that this remains green, there's a possibility this sell might go red by tomorrow, and that will all depend on retail herd positioning, whether or not they're going to go long or short on indices. So we're pretty much at the precipice of going risk off. So tomorrow's going to be really interesting, especially as NFP is looming, and it's going to be a catalyst for a big risk on or risk off mood. But that was a good setup yesterday. I didn't personally take it because I thought we'd probably go a little bit risk off on the sentiment. So just to recap, is that you'd wait for this to get nice and low, about 20, but you'd buy pending that this remains green. Okay, if this goes red, you could theoretically look for sells, but I'm worried about selling indices, to be honest with you, because it can go against you quite strongly. So this is a big reversal on the VIX. We were above 20. Treasury yields really rose and then they dumped, and the dollar also rose really strongly. It's been on absolute beast mode for weeks and weeks, about 8 weeks now. It's been on constant. Look at the 100-day chart. Can you see? Alright, so on the 15-day chart we might see a little bit of a topping out potentially, and I keep saying we have to wait and see, but it is all to do with just being patient and seeing what happens. You'd have to be careful with the dollar if you were to sell it, because it's trending higher. Okay, look at that. Alright, the 100-day chart is very strong, but it could be potentially be topping out, so you're looking for a smaller time frame for entry potentially. So it might pump tomorrow because it's got NFP, so it does have to be careful. Okay, QDB scores, AC at the top, so that's of note. Euro Swiss at the bottom, and that's right because we've got a positive change, we've got a negative change, so that's fine. Anything particularly naughty, perhaps potentially dollar CAD, could probably be positive, and likewise Aussie Kiwi could be negative because it's got a poor score. Okay, and indices and gold. Robots hasn't done too badly. We did have a big loss on yen, but we had the BOJ intervention or execution. There was like a 5-step plan that the Bank of Japan have done, and one of our Discord members has interpreted the Japanese for us, which is really cool, and that they've Bank of Japan are doing it in stages, and so that intervention wasn't really necessarily an intervention. It was just like preparation for the intervention, right? Because they've got different phases, and we're about to, if it carries on higher, the dollar yen for example, they're going to execute some policy on that particular currency pair. Okay, so you've got to be really careful with dollar yen, because they're probably going to step in and intervene, but properly, because what we saw wasn't the real deal, it was just a preparation. S&P, so they've gone long, so this is that big horrible move, and now they're selling it. So you could got a box here for example, okay, and so you're looking for longs above 4224, right, and you want them to continue to sell. You don't want them to go sideways, which is what they're doing. US ready, and they sold it, but likewise you don't want it to be going sideways. So in a way you kind of want this to fall a little bit, because then it will convince them that we're going to fall, and then they're going to sell it. So this isn't too bad, it's pending that this doesn't break, it should be okay, and you're looking for longs above that sort of double bottom pattern there. But you don't want them to be going sideways. If they go sideways, potentially they might start buying. If they start buying, we will probably break that support. DAX, and DAX is horrible. I would avoid this. It's just chopping, really horrible and erratic. It's very spiky, and we could potentially be making a buy, but we need the crossover first. And gold, I was saying this could theoretically be a buy, which it might be okay. But you'd want them to continue to sell, like I've been saying this morning. If they do, then it should be fine, and then we'll come up. And obviously you're going to have some resistance here. You see the reaction there, so you could look for a long to TP at 1870 with a stop at 1814. So you could get a decent risk reward, probably like a 3.5R or a 4R trade, potentially, where your stop is. but I think that will probably be a good place to TP. You can see there was like sideways and then reaction there. Of course, it would have fallen because of that. That's the sell up here. So that would have been a fantastic trade, and that was going to be a setup we put out last week, but the stop was too tight and we got stopped out. Right, so it's quite frustrating. Let's look at the robot quickly. And minus £4. We were minus 35 yesterday, so it's a big improvement. And our best trade is EA, the Euro Aussie. All right, so we'll just have to see. We need a weaker dollar, and we need a little bit of a softer VIX and yields as well. I think probably dollar Swiss came up to take the stop loss cluster. Like I said on Tuesday, it went up to take a very healthy chunk of liquidity out of the casino, and now it's fallen, and it's possibly going to want to get the one below. Okay, so could be really careful. Get the FX SSI indicators, and you can look at the stop loss clusters, and you know you can potentially look for reversals at that SLC. And we had quite a strong reversal after taking the SLC. Can you see? Very cruel, but that's trading for you. So I'll wrap up now. I'm going to be around if you need me. I'm not sure what to trade today, to be honest with you. I might just I might look at maybe potentially gold, maybe, but if I do trade it, I'll let you guys know. And that's it. So remember to be careful. Got NFP tomorrow, and then we got a weekend as well, so something to look forward to. So if today goes a bit bonkers, at least it's nearly the weekend, isn't it? So I'll speak to you guys soon. Trade safely, and let me know if you've got any questions as well.